Okay, hi everybody. Quick guitar tip today, and it's going to be on the A-shaped bar chord. So, just to review real quick what that is, this bar chord that everyone knows and loves, and we did a video on it earlier about keeping the elbow in, that'd be an E-shaped bar chord because those three fingers are making the shape, an E major chord, and we're creating a movable nut, move up the strings, okay? So then there's the A-shaped bar chord. And an A-shaped bar chord can be a stumbling block for a lot of players because it's a little awkward, right? So let's just get into it. So let's do it at the 5th fret, middle of the neck. Notice I'm not doing it down here at the 1st fret just yet, where the frets rather are farther apart and your hand is farther from your body. Like if you're gonna try a new bar chord, try it kind of in the middle of the neck where it's a little easier to grab. So I'm gonna go the 5th fret on the A string, so that note is D. And I need to make the shape of an A major chord. Now, so I need the D, G, and B strings covered all in the same fret. And notice there's an empty fret between the nut, which will be our first finger, empty fret, and then those 3 notes. So that's essentially my nut there, and then these 3. Now, some people would put 3 fingers in like this, which can seem easier at first. However, I find I kind of like to have an extra finger free if I can a lot of the time. So I'll put my first finger there and then have your 3rd finger cover the D, G, and B strings, in this case in the 7th fret. And you really need to push in with your thumb on the back of the neck to let that 3rd finger kind of squish back. The thumb presses in and the finger can pull back to get those 3 notes. Don't worry about the high E string just yet, okay? If you need it, we'll get to it. But for now, I have this note and those 3. So the bar is actually occurring here, not here. You don't have to bar with all 5 strings and then try to bar 3, right? You really only need to cover 1 note here with the 1st finger. So it's not barring, it's arched. And then this is flat, the thumb is pressing in and pulling that back. And you're getting those notes. I'm not worried about the high E string yet. I don't need it yet. If I do need the high E string, then I might use this and bar it. But for right now, we won't. We'll just focus on that. So A string, those 3. Now, practice moving that around. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, right? As I go farther down the neck, and I do recommend using your 3rd finger to start with, the frets get wider apart. I find personally, I will switch kind of from the 5th fret and below. I'll use my 4th finger, my pinky, to cover those notes. Right? Again, I'm pressing with the thumb to pull back with the pinky. But I would recommend starting with your 3rd finger because then this pinky is free. It's always good to have an extra finger to do things with, okay? So just a quick one today on the A-shaped bar chord. It can be uncomfortable for sure. Don't let it discourage you from keeping playing. And some people will say, why use it? Well, because if I have an A and my next chord is D, well, instead of running all the way up here from my D chord using the same E-shaped chord, I can just change strings. And then if I had an E, like a 1-4-5 progression, it's right there. Instead of running around the neck. Also, if I have a progression, let's say my progression was D, G, and A. Okay? I can start now on the A string. I don't also have to start on the low E string. So my progression doesn't have to be, it could be D, 5th fret, G, and A. Right? So you have 2 pathways through the chords. So it gives you some more options, and it's worth doing. Push in with the thumb. Don't bar the 1st finger. It's 1 note. Push in with the thumb. Pull back with that 3rd finger. You don't have to worry so much on this one about getting your elbow tucked in hard, but you don't want it poking out like this. You want it into your body, I guess. Okay, hope that's helpful, and we'll see you next time.